State lawmakers in South Dakota are debating whether a special session is needed in the next few weeks.
Now, some lawmakers say it's needed to help decide how the remaining $900 million of federal CARES Act money should be spent in the state. We take a closer look in tonight's Your Money Matters.
The whole thing was $1.25 billion. It was, that's huge when you consider, most of our general fund budget is not much more than that for an entire year to run the whole state.
So far, the governor has allocated $200 million of that money for cities and counties and used another roughly $100 million to support the state's unemployment fund and other direct COVID-related expenses. Now there's about $900 million left to spend.
I would think that we would want the legislative body to weigh in on $900 million.
Representative Duba from Sioux Falls is one of 49 state representatives asking for a chance to decide how the money is spent.
We had all signed a letter that indicated that we were interested in a special session. That number of 49 would have been enough to pass the 2/3 hurdle for the House. Where we're running up against it right now is the Senate, the South Dakota Senate. They feel that we can push this to January.
Most of the rules on this money are very tight.
Right now, one of those rules is that the federal money must be spent by the end of the year.
I think the most prudent, and a lot of us in the Senate think the most prudent use of our taxpayer dollars is to tap the brakes a little bit, see if the federal government is going to change any of these rules.
Senator John Wick, the co-chair of the Joint Appropriations Committee, says they're working with South Dakota's congressional delegation to help push the deadline back to September of next year.
I think it could be a much more accountable and much more realistic use of federal government money. It's a lot of money. It's very important that we get this right, that we do the best for the people of South Dakota, and not rush to something that could end up costing the taxpayers much more down the road.
We could wait until January, but there are families in this state. There are schools trying to operate that will not have the funds that they need to get through this fall.
Senator Wick said if the federal government does not extend the CARES Act funding deadline, he believes the state's 18-member Joint Appropriations Committee could allocate the $900 million of funds to people in need across the state before the end of the year. And Duba says she and other lawmakers will continue to lobby for a joint session to help all 105 state lawmakers weigh in on how this large sum of money is spent.